Ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite you to do something bold, something most people never dare to do. I want you to reimagine your journey. We walk through life chasing goals, checking boxes, and following paths that others have paved for us. We focus so much on getting there that we forget to ask the most important question: why are we on this journey in the first place? Instead of just pursuing success, we pursued meaning. What if, instead of measuring progress by achievements, we measured it by the impact we make? The journey you are on today does not have to be the journey you stay on forever. You have the power to change direction, to redefine success, and to build something that truly matters. But here's the challenge. Reinventing your journey requires courage. It means embracing uncertainty. It means seeing failure not as an end, but as a lesson. It means walking away from what's comfortable to chase what's meaningful. And you don't have to do it alone. The people you surround yourself with will either push you forward or hold you back. Choose those who believe in your vision, who challenge you to be better, and who remind you of the purpose behind your journey. The world does not need more people who simply follow a path. It needs people who are willing to create new ones. I leave you with one question. Are you ready to reimagine your journey? Because the moment you do, everything changes. We set out on a journey. The first thing most of us do is define our goals. We map out what success looks like, set deadlines, and outline the steps we need to take to get there. While this approach seems logical, it often leads to frustration, burnout, or a feeling of emptiness when we finally reach the destination. That's because goals alone are not enough. They tell us what we want to achieve, but they don't tell us why it matters. The most powerful journeys start with purpose, not just goals. Purpose is the deep underlying reason that fuels our actions. It is what keeps us going when things get difficult and what gives our journey meaning beyond personal gain. Without purpose, even the most ambitious goals can feel hollow. People often achieve great things, wealth, status, recognition, only to realize they still feel unfulfilled. That's because they were chasing external markers of success rather than something deeply meaningful to them. Imagine two people training for a marathon. One person sets a goal to finish the race in under 4 hours. The other is running to raise awareness for a cause that changed their life. Both may follow similar training routines, but their experience will be completely different. The first person may struggle with motivation when the training gets tough. If they don't hit their target time, they may feel like they failed. The second person, however, is driven by something bigger than a finishing time. Even if they struggle, they push forward because their journey is about more than just personal achievement, it's about impact. Purpose creates resilience. When you are deeply connected to why you're doing something, setbacks don't stop you. Challenges become part of the process rather than reasons to quit. People who operate from a place of purpose don't just chase opportunities, they create them. They find meaning in the journey itself rather than just the outcome. This is why some of the most successful individuals are those who have a clear sense of why they do what they do. Companies that focus only on revenue may experience growth, but companies that are built around a strong mission tend to inspire deeper loyalty and long-term success. The same is true for individuals. The most inspiring leaders, creators, and innovators are not those who simply achieve goals, but those who are driven by a clear purpose. To reimagine your journey, start by asking yourself not just what you want to achieve, but why it matters. What is the deeper reason behind your goals? Who do you want to impact? What problem are you trying to solve? When you shift your focus from simply reaching milestones to creating meaningful change, everything shifts. Your motivation becomes intrinsic rather than dependent on external validation. You begin to see obstacles not as roadblocks, but as part of a meaningful process. Goals are important, but they should be guided by something deeper. When you start with purpose, your journey becomes more than a series of tasks. It becomes a mission. And missions have the power to change not just your life, but the lives of those around you. Uncertainty is often seen as something to fear. From a young age, we are taught to seek stability, make clear plans, and minimize risk. Society tells us that the safest path is the best path. But what if the unknown isn't something to avoid? What if instead of fearing uncertainty, we embraced it as an opportunity to grow, innovate, and create something new? Every great journey is filled with uncertainty. No one who has ever accomplished something meaningful did so by following a straight, predictable path. The most transformative experiences happen when we step outside of what is familiar and venture into the unknown. The problem is, most people see uncertainty as a threat rather than a gateway to possibility. This fear keeps them stuck in routines, relationships, and careers that no longer serve them simply because they are afraid of what might happen if they make a change. But here's the truth. Growth only happens in the unknown. If you always do what you've always done, you will always get the same results. The moment you step into uncertainty, you give yourself permission to discover new possibilities, develop new skills, and see opportunities you never knew existed. The most successful people are not the ones who avoid uncertainty, they are the ones who learn to navigate it with confidence. Think about the pioneers of any field, whether in business, science, art, or social change. The people who make the biggest impact are not the ones who play it safe. They are the ones who take risks, experiment with new ideas, and trust that even if they don't have all the answers, they will figure things out along the way. They don't let the fear of the unknown stop them. They use it as fuel to move forward. The key to embracing uncertainty is shifting your mindset. Instead of seeing it as a loss of control, see it as an open field of potential. When things don't go as planned, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What new doors does this open? How can I use this experience to grow? By changing your perspective, you turn uncertainty from something paralyzing. Resilience is built in uncertainty. When you face the unknown with courage, you develop the ability to adapt, to think creatively, and to remain steady, even when things feel unpredictable. This is one of the greatest skills you can develop, because the world is constantly changing. Those who are rigid in their plans struggle when things don't go as expected. But those who are flexible, who embrace uncertainty with a sense of curiosity, will always find a way forward. If you want to reimagine your journey, start by letting go of the need for complete certainty. Trust that you don't need to have all the answers before you begin. Allow yourself to explore, to take risks, and to embrace the unknown as part of the adventure. The best journeys are not the ones where everything goes exactly as planned. They are the ones where unexpected twists lead to something greater than you could have imagined. In a world that constantly pushes competition, we are conditioned to believe that success means being the best, outperforming others, securing the top spot, and proving our superiority. From childhood, we are taught to measure our worth based on rankings, achievements, and how we compare to others. But what if real success isn't about competition at all? What if the most fulfilling journeys are not about being the best, but about making the biggest contribution? We operate from a competitive mindset. We see others as threats. We focus on beating the competition rather than creating something meaningful. This often leads to short-term wins, but long-term emptiness. People who spend their lives chasing the next promotion, the next award, or the next victory often find themselves exhausted, disconnected, and unfulfilled. That's because true success isn't about standing above others. It's about the impact we make on the people around us. Contribution shifts our perspective. Instead of asking, how can I win? We start asking, how can I help? Instead of focusing on personal gain, we focus on the value we bring to others. This doesn't mean we stop striving for excellence. It means we redefine what excellence truly is. The most successful individuals and organizations are not those who obsess over defeating the competition, but those who create something so valuable that others naturally gravitate toward them. Look at the most inspiring leaders, entrepreneurs, and innovators. The ones who leave a lasting legacy are not those who simply fought to be number one, but those who built something that changed lives. They focused on solving problems, improving lives, and leaving the world better than they found it. When we shift from competition to contribution, we move from scarcity to abundance. We realize that success is not a limited resource. There is room for everyone to make a difference in their own unique way. Contribution also creates deeper fulfillment. When our success is tied only to external achievements, it becomes fragile. If we don't win, we feel like failures. But when our focus is on making a difference, every step of the journey has meaning. Even setbacks become opportunities to learn and grow. Contribution gives us a sense of purpose that fuels us far beyond any trophy or title ever could. The powerful effect of focusing on contribution is that it attracts the right people. When we compete, we isolate ourselves, viewing others as rivals. But when we contribute, we build relationships, partnerships, and communities that elevate us. The most successful businesses are those that prioritize serving their customers, not just outperforming their rivals. The most beloved leaders are those who lift others up, not just those who climb to the top alone. The most beloved leaders are those who lift others up, not just those who climb to the top alone. If you want to reimagine your journey, stop asking how you can outshine others and start asking how you can serve them. Shift your focus from proving yourself to improving the world around you. Ironically, when you prioritize contribution over competition, success follows naturally. You don't just win, you create something that lasts. And that is the kind of success that truly, many people believe that success is about finding the perfect plan and sticking to it. They spend years designing the ideal path, believing that if they follow it precisely, everything will work out. But life rarely goes according to plan. Unexpected obstacles arise, industries change, people evolve, and what once seemed like the right direction may no longer feel aligned. In moments like these, the difference between those who thrive and those who struggle is one thing: adaptability. Adaptability is the ability to adjust, pivot, and evolve in response to new challenges and opportunities. It is not about abandoning your goals. It is about being flexible in how you achieve them. Many of the most successful individuals and organizations didn't succeed because they had a flawless strategy from the beginning. They succeeded because they were willing to adjust their approach when things didn't go as expected. They understood that growth is not about rigidly following a plan. It is about being open to change and embracing new possibilities. One of the biggest reasons people resist change is fear. The fear of failure, the fear of uncertainty, and the fear of losing what they have worked so hard to build. But what if failure isn't a sign that we're on the wrong path? What if it's just an indication that we need to change direction? The most resilient people don't see failure as an endpoint. They see it as a signal to adjust their approach. They are not attached to a single method of success. Instead, they focus on their ultimate vision and remain flexible in how they get there. Think about some of the greatest companies and innovators in history. Many of them started with one idea, but succeeded with another. Netflix began as a DVD rental company before pivoting to streaming and then to content creation. Instagram started as a location-based app before transforming into a photo-sharing platform. These companies didn't fail when their original ideas didn't work as expected. They adapted and found a new way forward. The same applies to individuals. Some of the most remarkable careers were built not by following a single unchanging path, but by embracing unexpected opportunities and being willing to reinvent along the way. Adaptability also requires a mindset shift. Instead of seeing change as a disruption, we must learn to see it as an opportunity. When something doesn't go as planned, ask, what is this trying to teach me? How can I use this situation to grow? What new doors does this open? By reframing change as a chance to evolve, we move from frustration to empowerment. The world is changing faster than ever before. Technology is evolving, industries are transforming, and what worked yesterday may not work tomorrow. Those who are too rigid in their thinking will struggle, while those who embrace adaptability will find new ways to succeed. If you want to reimagine your journey, let go of the idea that success is a straight line. Be willing to pivot. Stay open to new possibilities. Trust that even when things don't go as expected, there is always another way forward. Adaptability is not just a skill, it is the key to long-term growth, resilience, and success. The people you surround yourself with shape your mindset, your decisions, and ultimately your success. No one succeeds alone. Every great leader, innovator, and change maker has been influenced by the relationships they build along their journey. Yet too often, people underestimate the power of their environment. They stay in circles that limit their potential, settle for relationships that drain their energy, and fail to recognize that their growth is directly tied to the company they keep. Who you spend time with matters more than you think. Studies have shown that we become like the people we interact with most frequently. Their habits, beliefs, and attitudes rub off on us, sometimes without us even realizing it. If you surround yourself with people who are negative, complacent, or fearful of change, their mindset will begin to shape yours. But if you choose to be around people who are driven, optimistic, and purpose-driven, their energy and ambition will elevate you. The challenge is that many people hold on to relationships out of habit rather than alignment. They stay connected to individuals who keep them stuck, not because those people are bad, but because they have outgrown the relationship. Growth requires making intentional choices about who you allow into your space. It means surrounding yourself with people who challenge you, inspire you, and push you to become better. Think about the most successful and fulfilled people. They don't just have talent, they have the right network. They seek out mentors who guide them, peers who hold them accountable, and communities that support their vision. They understand that success is not just about individual effort, but about being in the right environment. Just like a plant cannot thrive in poor soil, a person cannot reach their full potential in a toxic or stagnant environment. It is important to seek relationships that align with your vision and values. Surround yourself with people who believe in your goals, who encourage you to take risks, and who celebrate your progress rather than resent it. Find those who challenge your thinking, who force you to grow, and who push you beyond your comfort zone. The right people will not just support you, they will elevate you. Equally important is learning to distance yourself from relationships that no longer serve you. This does not mean abandoning people, but it does mean setting boundaries. If someone consistently drains your energy, discourages your dreams, or keeps you locked in negativity, it may be time to step back. Growth often requires letting go of relationships that hold you back in order to make space for those that push you forward. If you want to reimagine your journey, start by evaluating your circle. Ask yourself, who challenges me to be better? Who inspires me? Who brings out the best in me? And just as importantly, ask, who keeps me stuck? Who discourages my growth? Who drains my energy? The answers to these questions will tell you whether your environment is helping you rise or holding you back. Success is not just about what you do, it is about who you do it with. Choose wisely, because the right people will change everything. Failure is one of the most misunderstood concepts in life. From an early age, we are taught to avoid it at all costs. We are conditioned to believe that failure is a sign of weakness, an indication that we are not good enough, and something that should bring shame. But the truth is, Failure is not the opposite of success, it is a necessary part of it. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, and every remarkable journey is built on a foundation of lessons learned through failure. The most successful people in the world did not get there because they avoided failure. They got there because they embraced it. They understood that every setback was an opportunity to grow, adjust, and refine their approach. Thomas Edison, when inventing the light bulb, famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 1,0,0,0,0 ways that won't work." He didn't see failure as a stop sign, he saw it as feedback. He recognized that every misstep brought him closer to the right solution. The way we perceive failure determines how we move forward. Some people experience failure and allow it to define them. They internalize it, believing that if they failed at something, they must not be capable or worthy. As a result, they stop trying. They give up on their dreams because they assume failure is permanent. But failure is never final unless we allow it to be. The most resilient individuals see failure as a stepping stone rather than a roadblock. They analyze what went wrong, extract valuable lessons, and apply those lessons to their next attempt. Fear of failure is what keeps most people from taking action. They avoid risks, stay in their comfort zones, and choose the safe path because they are afraid of making mistakes. But playing it safe often leads to a different kind of failure. The failure of never trying, never growing, and never discovering what could have been. The biggest regrets in life are not the times we failed, but the times we were too afraid to take a chance. Failure builds character. It teaches resilience, patience, and perseverance. When you experience failure and push through it, you develop a strength that cannot be gained any other way. You become more adaptable, more creative, and more prepared for future challenges. Failure forces you to question your approach, rethink your strategies, and refine your skills. It pushes you to grow in ways that success never could. Some of the most groundbreaking innovations, businesses, and artistic creations exist because someone refused to let failure stop them. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination. Oprah Winfrey was told she was unfit for television. J.K. Rowling was rejected by multiple publishers before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. These individuals did not let failure define them. They used it as fuel. If you want to reimagine your journey, start seeing failure for what it truly is, a teacher, a guide, and a necessary step towards success. Instead of fearing it, embrace it. Instead of avoiding it, learn from it. Every failure brings you closer to where you are meant to be, if you are willing to keep going. Many people go through life believing they need to wait for the perfect moment to take action. They tell themselves they will start when they feel ready, when circumstances are ideal, or when they have all the answers. But the truth is, waiting for the perfect moment is one of the biggest traps that hold people back. There is no perfect time. There is only now. The difference between those who achieve great things and those who don't isn't that the successful ones had perfect conditions. It's that they started despite uncertainty. The idea of readiness is an illusion. No one ever feels completely ready to take a big leap. Every entrepreneur who launched a business, every artist who shared their work, every leader who stepped into a new role had doubts. They didn't wait until they had all the skills, knowledge, or confidence. They took action, and in the process of doing, they became ready. Experience creates confidence, not the other way around. You don't become confident and then take action. You take action, and confidence follows. Fear often disguises itself as the need for preparation. People convince themselves that they need more time, more research, or more experience before they can begin. But what they are really doing is delaying because they are afraid. Afraid of failure, of judgment, or of stepping into the unknown. The problem with this mindset is that no amount of waiting eliminates fear. Fear doesn't go away by thinking about it. It goes away by taking action despite it. Action is what separates those who succeed from those who simply dream. Dreams are valuable, but without action, they remain just that, dreams. Progress happens when you take the first step, even when you are unsure of what comes next. The most successful people are not the ones who have all the answers before they begin. They are the ones who start and figure things out along the way. They trust that clarity comes from movement, not from waiting. Taking action doesn't mean you have to make a giant leap all at once. It can be as simple as starting small, writing the first page of a book, making the first phone call, launching the first version of a product. These small actions create momentum, and momentum is powerful. Once you take one step, the next step becomes easier. Action creates progress, and progress builds motivation. Regret is often the result of inaction, not failure. People rarely regret trying and failing, but they do regret never trying at all. The opportunities missed, the risks not taken, the dreams left unfulfilled, these are the things that haunt people later in life. The cost of inaction is far greater than the cost of failure. If you want to reimagine your journey, stop waiting. Stop telling yourself you'll start when you feel ready. You will never feel completely ready, and that's okay. Start anyway. Take the first step, even if it's small. Trust that you will learn along the way. The moment you take action, you shift from wishing for change to creating it. And that is where transformation begins. Legacy is often thought of as something we leave behind when we are gone. People associate it with financial wealth, monuments, or accomplishments that stand the test of time. But legacy is not just about what happens after we are gone. It is about the impact we make while we are here. Every action, every interaction, and every choice we make shapes the mark we leave on the world. The question is not whether we will leave a legacy, but what kind of legacy we will create. Many people think legacy is built at the end of a journey, but it is actually built in the small moments along the way. It is in the way we treat others, the way we lead, the way we show up every day. It is not just about grand achievements, it is about the lives we touch, the lessons we share, and the values we instill in those around us. Legacy is not something we decide to create later in life. It is something we are creating right now, whether we realize it or not. The most powerful legacies are not measured in material wealth or titles. They are measured in the impact we have on people. Think about the individuals who have influenced your life the most. Chances are, it wasn't their job title or their financial success that made them memorable. It was the way they inspired you, guided you, or made you feel valued. True legacy is about contribution, not accumulation. It is about lifting others up, creating opportunities, and making the world a little better because we were here. One of the biggest misconceptions about legacy is that it requires fame or power, but some of the most profound legacies come from everyday people who choose to make a difference in their own way. A teacher who inspires students to dream bigger, a mentor who believes in someone before they believe in themselves, a parent who instills values of kindness, integrity, and perseverance. These acts may seem small in the moment, but their ripple effect lasts for generations. Living with legacy in mind does not mean living with pressure. It means living with intention. It means asking ourselves, what kind of impact do I want to have? How do I want to be remembered? When we live with these questions in mind, we make choices that align with a deeper purpose. We become more intentional in our actions, more generous with our knowledge, and more mindful of the way we treat others. Legacy is also about courage. It takes courage to live authentically, to stand for something, and to make choices that align with our values, even when they are not the easiest path. It takes courage to mentor others, to share wisdom, and to create something that lasts beyond ourselves. But the beauty of legacy is that it is not about perfection. It is about contribution. It is not about never making mistakes, but about the lessons we leave behind through them. If you want to reimagine your journey, start thinking about your legacy now. Not in terms of what you will leave behind, but in terms of how you are showing up today. Every word you speak, every action you take, and every life you touch is shaping the legacy you will be remembered for. Make it count. Reimagining your journey is not about making small adjustments. It is about transforming the way you see success, growth, and impact. It is about shifting from competition to contribution, from rigidity to adaptability, from fear to action. It is about surrounding yourself with the right people, embracing failure as a teacher, and understanding that your legacy is built in every moment, not just at the end of the road. The path to fulfillment is not found in chasing perfection or waiting for the perfect moment. It is found in the courage to take the first step, the resilience to keep moving despite setbacks, and the willingness to make a meaningful difference in the lives of others. Your journey is yours to create, and the possibilities are limitless, but only if you dare to step forward and own it. As you move forward, ask yourself, what kind of journey do I want to live? How will I measure success? Not by external achievements, but by the value I bring. How will I shape my legacy? Not in the distant future, but in the choices I make today. The answers to these questions will not just change your journey, they will redefine your life. It's time to stop waiting, stop hesitating, and start creating the path that truly aligns with who you are meant to be. Your journey is waiting. Reimagine it and step into it with purpose.